All righty, we are live once again. Peace and long life, my Trekkie friends. I am Average Joe, the Average Geek, and of course, I have my dear friend and bridge crew member Kevin Stallings. How's it going, buddy?
A little depressed.
Go ahead and close that so I don't get the horrible echo right there. Delayed.
Horrible echo.
Yes. So yes, welcome everyone to this week's episode of Exploring Star Trek Discovery. It's a bittersweet one. It is the mid-season finale, which we're gonna have to go a whole almost 2 months without a new episode of Star Trek Discovery. This makes me very, very sad. How about you, man?
Yeah, that's why I say I'm a little depressed. Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, though. What a hell of an episode, man. Like, it had me cheering. It had me a little misty-eyed. I got a tingly in my hashtag Trekkie Parks. Like, this was a...
Dare I say Trek Rection?
Trek-rection. Yes, a definite Trek-rection. Oh, man. This episode was legitimately thrilling in a lot of ways. Big hi to Steven Stott in chat. He's here every week now. It's great to have you, buddy. Michael Smith is also back this week. He's already calling it a 9, a solid 9. Yeah. This episode was phenomenal. So the title of this episode was "Into the Forest I Go," and it had. See, where do we even begin in this episode? Because it hit all the really cool stuff, man. It had technology and science and action and Klingons, and I want to talk about the Klingons because there's been a slow progression of them improving the makeup, improving the sound of the how the language is spoken. There's been a steady improvement of the Klingons from what we saw in the prologue episodes 1 and 2. All right. So yes, and there were Klingon nipples, and there was our first Trek nudity, which surprisingly enough hasn't triggered anyone. I'm waiting for the triggering. And yes, Steven Stott, without a doubt, we have to talk about how completely fracking awesome Captain Gabriel Lorca is.
Yes.
Devious. Like he does some dirty shiitake at the end of the episode. That is a very serious point. Yes, PJ's channel, it is the first time we see breasts, and it's also the first time we see two men kiss. So it just makes all sexual orientations happy in this episode.
Yep. But again, nobody's triggered over the nudity. Nobody's triggered.
Yeah. So PJ's channel goes, okay, let's just start with Gabriel Lorca since this is where things are going. Steven Stott goes, let's talk about how awesome Gabriel Lorca is. And then PJ's channel goes, turns out Lorca is noble. Now, is he? Because, okay, there was a wonderful moment when Gabriel Lorca is talking with Stamets, and he's like, I need you to do this, and I need you to jump 133 times in rapid succession so we can get all the data we need to shut down the Klingon cloaking device, which was great, by the way. And in it, he shows Stamets this readout of all the data they've seen and how it's the mycelium network is connecting all these parallel universes and realities and these pockets of negative mass, which we had speculated on earlier in the season. That's definitely coming to fruition. And when Stamets is like, so you've been gathering all this data while we were jumping? And Lorca had this wonderful moment. It was like, we have to win this war. But when the war's won, it's back to the journey. It's back to exploration. It's back to what Starfleet is about, a science crew. And that made me. I felt very, very prideful, very happy to be a Trekkie. That was a very strong moment for me. What did you think about that?
Oh, definitely, yeah. Yeah, just even Lorca. You know, he's definitely a soldier, but he wants to be out there exploring, learning new things, finding
Yeah, no, absolutely. That was a great scene. And then you take that scene, and then just a few moments later, when he's on the bridge, he walks in solemnly, he sits down in the captain's chair, and he does that wonderful captain's motivational speech before a big battle that we've heard in every iteration of Trek from every great captain. And man, I got goosebumps.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm like, oh, like you got it, man. It's like, let's do it. Let's go. Let's do it. I wanted to fight for Lorca. Like I wanted to be on that bridge. I'm like, yes. Just the excitement level was like through the roof right then. It got me pumped. I'm like, all right, cool. We're gonna do this. Like, this is gonna be some wicked shit. We are gonna do this, and it's gonna be awesome. And we're gonna beat the Klingons, and we're gonna save the Federation. I was so happy. But then we get to the end of the episode. All right, so the plan goes all the way through. We'll talk more about that in a little bit. But the plan goes all the way through, and he talks to Stamets, and he's like, "No, don't worry about it. We'll go to warp. We'll get there whole 9 yards." And Stamets is like, "We can do one more jump, and I mean one more jump. After this jump, I'm done." And Lorca kind of accepts that, and it's like, "Hey, you've done a great service to the Federation. You're a great man. I've recommended you for a commendation, the Legion of Valor. I think that's what they called it, the Legion of Valor, or the Legion of Honor."
Yeah.
And he sits down. Stamets gets plugged into the Spore Drive navigational system, and Lorca pulls up his display. And he overrides the coordinates. Whatever he does some funky shiitake to the Discovery. So now I'm questioning, after this wonderful episode of Lorca being the captain that Lorca fans like myself knew he could be and knew he is, to now all of a sudden, wait a minute, what's going on here? Because we get that new animation of the Discovery doing the flip, but it splits into two, and then one goes up, one goes down, and then we just wait. The ship appears somewhere. Massive speculation on the interwebs from the Trekkies out there have saying that it is travel to the mirror universe. So what do y'all think in chat? What do you think yourself, Kevin, here? What are we supposed to think about Lorca's motivations now? We just had this wonderful top-tier Jean-Luc Picard, Captain Kirk-esque moment from this captain for him to just flip it. And as Steven Stott says right now, he's a complex character. He's as complex a character as Gul Dukat. Like, what are we supposed to think now? Like, why? What? Huh? What? Oh no!
I have no idea, and that's why I love it. I can't figure this guy out. I mean, here's a guy who, a couple hours ago was delivering an amazing speech, rallying the troops, leading them to victory. And I do have to point out one scene after they had completed the jumps, after they had, gotten all the data for the cloak, when he orders them to, lock onto the ship of the dead while it's still cloaked, fire the torpedoes. If you notice, when those torpedoes impact, he injects his eyes with that medicine so he can watch it blow up.
I didn't even catch that.
Yeah, he injects his eye. He injects his eyes walking towards the view screen. He injects his eyes so he can watch it. He can watch the thing blow up.
I missed that. That's awesome. That's awesome. Like, okay.
But it's
Let's see. Steven Stott goes, he has noble goals, but he definitely wants to accomplish stuff in his own way. And it's always about him completing the mission. Hey! And we have a Patrick. Patrick, sir, you escaped court martial.
What up, man?
You escaped court martial.
it is
Under,
the
Star-
pattern.
Under Starfleet Section 38B, subsection Alpha, you have saved yourself from court martial, sir. How's it going, buddy?
Doing all right. What's going on, guys?
Oh man, not much. We are talking about Gabriel Lorca. We had a quick kind of get you a brief. Here's the digest version. He has great conversation with Stamets and shows him all the data about the mycelium network and parallel universes, and talks Stamets into doing 133 jumps. Then he gets onto the bridge. He talks this amazingly awesome, for me, it's almost like Picard talking about the Borg. They push forward and we fall back this far, no farther. He has one of those moments leading up to the battle with the Klingons, and then at the very end, he sabotages the spore drive jump and sends them who knows where. So now we're kind of talking about why, like. What is his motivations? Why would he do that? Do we trust what he did? Did he have a reason? And do we have sufficient evidence in the show to trust his maneuver right then when it's completely baffling?
Okay, hold on. How did he sabotage himself?
We don't know. What we do know is when he pulls up the screen, I had to think. Stamets is the navigator. Okay,
right.
Stamets is plugged into the spore drive. He's the navigator. But then Lorca pulls up his screen and interferes with that. He actually puts in an override command. You can see on his little screen that he overrides the jump coordinates. And then Tilly goes, they're like, what happened? Where are we at? Where are we at? Tilly goes, we don't know what happened. We had an incomplete jump. Or an interfered jump. I can't remember the exact terms that she used, but the jump was incomplete.
Yeah, I heard of the incomplete jump.
And they appeared somewhere in space. So now the question is, do we trust Lorca? Why would Lorca do that? It's so confusing.
I have a theory on that.
What is your theory, sir?
What is the name? What was the name of the Vulcan commander that Lorca was talking to? Like this.
I can't remember his name, but he's Starfleet Command. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the Admiral. Yeah.
Yeah, that Admiral. For a Vulcan, that Admiral was pissed at Lorca. You know what I mean?
Well, Vulcans are really shitty at covering their emotions. Like we all want to think they're all awesome at Tyrrell. Thank you, Stott. We all want to think that Vulcans are awesome and just completely kind of stoic in all circumstances. But they really suck at that game.
Right. Okay. Well, my theory is, yes, Starfleet was happy with Discovery of what they did, taking out the Ship of the Dead, getting the sequencer of the cloaking device. However, Lorca broke protocol. He indicted himself and his crew. The Discovery is the Federation, regardless of the fact that the Ship of the Dead is destroyed. Discovery is still Starfleet's greatest weapon against the Klingons, and Lorca put that in jeopardy. So I've been feeling Lorca knew that. Pomp and circumstance. I'm gonna get a medal. Yada yada yada. I'm gonna get punked when I get back.
Maybe. So he may be very selfish right then. That's a real possibility, like he doesn't, like he's still feeling, guilty for what happened on his command of the Baran, that he feels like the war isn't complete because the loss of Cole, the loss of the Ship of the Dead, and I love that they've officially dubbed it the Ship of the Dead. How that's like Klingon metal. That is awesome. But yeah, Lorca did disobey Admiral Tyrrell's orders. But
so sound theory. Cool.
Yeah, I mean it is a sound. At this point, it seems like there are two sound theories of what's going down. Yours, to me, is the most plausible theory. The idea that, just like he did with Admiral Cornwell, and he kind of fed her to the Klingons because she threatened to take his ship.
Yep.
Maybe he intentionally marooned the Discovery wherever to keep Starfleet from taking his ship. Or B, the least likely, but the most popular theory, but the most least likely theory, is that he intentionally dropped the Discovery into the mirror universe, which many, 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 many people believe is his home. That he is from the mirror universe.
Ah.
Now I'm inclined. Occam's razor, simplest explanation, tends to be the most correct one. I'm inclined to believe with he's feeling rebellious because he's afraid he's going to lose his ship. I'm kind of curious as to where chat stands on that. All right, option A, Lorca's feeling rebellious and scared that they're going to take his ship, so he goes off radar. Or B, he's a mirror universe operative. A little quick poll in chat. I'm curious as to where everybody feels about that. So where do we stand as a crew? I'm going to go with the psychological component that he's scared he's going to lose his ship. Kevin, what do you think?
Yeah, I think he's marooned him somewhere. I don't hear you. I think it's too early in the season still for the mirror universe. I don't know. It doesn't go right.
Whichever one of y'all is rubbing all up on your microphone, you're killing the audio.
Not me.
You're killing it. But so you think it's too early in the show for Mirror Universe, so you're going with option A. He's feeling insecure and scared he's going to lose his ship, so it takes Discovery and disappears with it.
Yeah.
Is that where you stand as well, Pat?
Yeah.
So let's see. We've got another vote for A.
Who's moving?
Oh yeah, my computer's bouncing. But so we got one vote for A. Eric Taylor goes, he thinks Stamets just had too much. I think Stamets kind of reached his fill. What an interesting character. Like, I didn't want to like Stamets at first because he was such a grade A douchebag in the premiere episodes, the prologue episodes. But he's turned to be a wonderful character. And I'm really curious to see what's going to happen because he can apparently now he has ascended to next level. He sees things in ways that no mortal can.
Well, at the moment, he's worthless. So,
yeah. Let's see. It's a Small World. One goes, it's established that he doesn't want to lose his command. And Mirror Lorca is pure speculation. Agreed. It is pure speculation. Fun speculation, but speculation. I don't know if there's a lot of evidence for that yet.
well, that's what I was about to ask. Like, where's the evidence that Lorca is from the Mirror Universe?
Well, people are taking what Jonathan Frakes let slip at a convention that there will be a Mirror Universe episode. So they took that, and then they've attached it to the separation in the mirror of Stamets in episode 4 or 5 as evidence of it. And then they're just kind of looking at how different Lorca is compared to other Starfleet captains. So I think it's a little bit of it's all kind of circumstantial evidence with nothing real and concrete towards the whole Mirror Universe Lorca. But it is a fun theory. It's a completely fun theory. I just don't know about it yet.
I think what happened. I think it was a combination of whatever Lorca did, and the fact that Stamets had basically been pushed past his limit.
Right.
So it wasn't one or the other. I think it was a combination of both. It may be something completely different than what Lorca did.
I mean, can't they backtrack and find out that Lorca actually did do something? I mean, it's like any work computer can keep keystrokes. So even the captain's chair can be,
Yeah. If they with enough with enough data mining, they could absolutely figure out what Lorca did from his command console. Because all that, like you said, all that's going to be logged. Those keystrokes are going to be logged. It's just they're probably behind several firewalls and several command clearance walls to get there. But with enough data mining and a higher enough level of clearance, yeah, that could absolutely be discovered.
Okay.
It's a Small World. One goes, I think he goes, I, as in they, think more probably he is Section 31.
Okay. That's an interesting theory.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the thing is, if he's Section 31, like, when isn't it Discovery itself? Doesn't it go Discovery existing itself in the spore drive? Doesn't it go against Section 31 right off the bat?
Not at all. Not at all. Because Section 31 is going to want their hands on the best and the greatest technology. We see time and time again that Section 31 is several years ahead the rest of the Federation. They exist outside the command structure. They exist outside of the United Federation of Planets governmental structure. They pretty much do whatever the hell they want to do.
Okay. Gotcha.
So we'll see. So there's a bunch of different ideas on what the hell is going on with Gabriel Lorca. I think Gabriel Lorca is a great commander. I think he's a wonderful captain. I think he's a damaged man that isn't over his
damaged goods.
He's not over his failure with the Baran. And I think it's causing him to make some stupid decisions. Very similar to what happened with Michael Burnham. Her preconceived notions of what happened with the Klingons and all that kind of stuff led to her to make some pretty bad decisions, which ruined her career and got Philippa Georgiou killed and started the war. This is very similar to what's going on with Lorca. I feel is that he's no matter how tactically powerful he is and scientifically minded, as we discovered in this episode. He's fighting a war, and that's his primary focus. But we see that he is an explorer. He still has that Starfleet core. So I think he's a wonderful captain. I think he needs some therapy. And Cornwell tells him that a few episodes back.
You need help. Like, straight up telling him he needs help.
Do I think they need to take the Discovery away from him? No. Do I think he still needs a command? Yeah, he's not unfit for command, but he has some issues that he needs to work through.
Well, if they took Discovery from him, who would be her captain? I mean, no one there is fit. So no, man, that dude is not fit. Even remember he did that protocol on himself, on his decision making, and even the computer said no.
Yeah, is Saru ready for command? No, Saru is not ready to command. Saru is a really good character, but they are not ready. He's not ready for command. Eric Taylor says, I hope Discovery didn't just pull a Voyager. I don't think they did. We're not going to have another 70-year flight back home. May it take a couple of episodes to get home? Yeah, but I don't think we're going to have a go full Voyager.
No.
Yeah. But Saru's not ready to command. But remember, we do have people in command right now in Starfleet, like the caliber of Captain Pike. Robert April's in command. Captain Pike's got a command. Like the Cage just happened 2 years before this this season. So there are Starfleet officers out there that are capable of running the Discovery if Lorca for some reason wasn't. But I don't feel that he should lose his command. Steven goes, actually, the person that is fit for command is Michael Burnham if she were not court-martialed. I Ooh, is Michael Burnham ready for command?
Not really.
I don't know. I don't know. Will she be in the future? Yes, because there's a lot of speculation that she becomes captain of the Bozeman.
Huh.
Maybe.
Yeah,
No-
do a court martial.
Yeah, of course. That's all. I would not surprise me that if her heroic actions, Giorgio did think. Yeah, Steven Stott goes. Yeah, Giorgio did think she was ready for command, but then she made some horrible mistakes that kind of shot that. You know. Eric Taylor asked, did anyone recognize the wreckage at the end of the episode? I did not. I did not see any Telltale Federation nacelles or saucer sections.
I mean,
Yeah,
then they say it was Klingon wreckage, though.
Did they identify it as Klingon wreckage?
Yeah.
I think they asked if it was Klingon, but I don't think they ever said it was.
Yeah, I don't think it was identified. Because even Saru goes, he was like, yeah, they were red in color, but we don't know what they were. Even Saru was when Lorca asked Saru, he's like, all right, Saru, what am I looking at here? Saru's like,
All the sensors were screwed up at that point, so they didn't know what it was.
So, I mean, we don't know yet. We don't know yet. I can't wait to find out, that's for sure. Okay, so we talked about Lorca and the subject of Burnham came up. So let's talk about Michael Burnham. And Michael Burnham is without a doubt a hero of the Federation now.
Is she really?
I would think so. Has she been got a commendation for it? Not yet. But what she pulled off, top notch heroism. And she is like, I have enjoyed her character from the very beginning, but where she was at the beginning of the season, right after the prologue episodes, to where she is now, night and day difference. She's come such a long way. And I think she might have won over Cornwell as well there, Mr. Stott. It would not surprise me if she might not get a pardon for her conviction and get it overthrown, but she might get a reduction of sentence. She might get reinstated as like an ensign.
Ooh.
I think well, she's a specialist now. She is a rankless specialist.
So ensign would be the next step up, basically.
No, crewman would be the next step up. Her being established as an ensign is her being reestablished as an officer.
Okay.
So I think that's a possibility. It maybe next season we might have Ensign Burnham or Lieutenant Burnham. And I don't know. Yeah, like Michael Smith goes, Michael wants to win her soul back like Constantine. That's a pretty good analogy right there, because she did make that comment a couple of times in the episode and said when she was talking with Ash Tyler, who's a really good episode as well. And I still think he's Volk. But that's another conversation we'll get to.
Whoa.
I do. And we can get into that. But she says a couple of times that she doesn't say, we have to get everyone home. She says, I have to get everyone home. Which the connotation of that is that in her mind, it is her mission. Like, it's not her and Ash Tyler's mission. It's something she has to do. So it's probably in her mind. It sounds like something that she has to do for her own sense of self, to feel like she's earned her way back into Starfleet. Steven Stott goes, I hope they will get her commission back because Starfleet won't want to waste that expertise and training. Do you still think she wants to serve in Starfleet? I think beyond a shadow of a doubt, Michael Burnham wants to serve in Starfleet. I really do. We learned that she was denied access to the Vulcan Expeditionary Force because of inherent racism against human beings in Vulcan culture. And anyone says they're not hasn't been paying attention to Vulcans. But she wants this. I think she needs this. I think she's getting over punishing herself. Because even in the past couple of episodes, she said a couple of times that I'm on loan. This is borrowed time. When I get done here, I got to go back to jail.
Mm-hmm.
So I think in her mind, this is her getting Cornwell home. Saving the day, getting the ship destroyed, going one-on-one with Cole, which was an awesome fight.
Getting back her captain's comm badge. That was the ultimate sign of redemption right there, dude.
It was almost like she had retrieved Georgiou's body.
Yeah, that was her way of bringing her home.
Yeah. Which was awesome. The imagery there was great. I halfway expected Michael Burnham to walk over to Saru and hand Saru Philippa's badge.
I thought it was good. I thought that too.
Yeah, that look he gave.
It would have been a cool image if she'd have done that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, but I think Michael Burnham has come a long way. She's come a long way. She's still got more growth. She has more growth to go. But she's not the same character that was broken on that prison shuttle transport. That was brought onto the Discovery. So all in all, this was
Talk about Tyler.
This is Tyler.
Tyler.
Okay.
Tyler. Holy crap, man.
Ash Tyler.
Oh, poor Tyler.
Awesome character.
Yeah.
Awesome character. Broken. He has severe PSD.
He has more than that, dude.
I said severe PTSD. Or he's just having memory flashbacks of his physical transformation into a human physiology. Because maybe L'Rell wasn't raping Tyler. Maybe he was diddling her bits when he was Voq, and he's getting his memories transposed.
Oh.
I really do, because yes, Steven Stein, he is the Starfleet Manchurian candidate. He has been. Has been. That is the best way to describe it. I really do, because where's Voq? Where's Voq? Where is he? He didn't die. Last time we saw him, L'Rell was saying, "Hey, you have to go to the women of House Mokai, and there they will train you and do things in deep espionage work." And Voq was like, "What am I going to have to give up?"
Everything.
Everything. His very identity, who it means to be who he was. And then all of a sudden, Ash Tyler pops up out of nowhere. No real record. His backstory is a little fuzzy, a little hazy. Lorca can't find him in any real records. Now all of a sudden, he knows this trick on how to manually cut power on a Klingon door. Oh, but I was a prisoner for 7 months. If you were a prisoner for 7 months and you were able to cut the power on the door, why didn't you get killed for trying to escape? Questions. So then we get this. Right. We get these scenes in this episode where we find out that he and L'Rell had a sexual relationship. Mm-hmm. We find that his torture. Baby, now I'm not saying this is what happened, but I'm saying the setup is there, that his torture might not have been torture at all. That he's having flashbacks to the transformation process, the heavy amount of cosmetic surgery and skull reshaping and a whole 9 yards that would take his identity from Klingon to human.
That's kind of like pushing Volk's personality to the side, creating a pseudo personality. Yeah, so you're saying, yeah, Volk's personality has been pushed to the side, and it's slowly reasserting itself through the flashbacks,
Maybe
and the PTSD.
I think that is a possibility because L'Rell, when It's a Small World goes, yeah, he was in a submissive position when he went to L'Rell. He feels connected to her. That's absolutely. He goes into L'Rell and he drops out on his knees and like,
So what did you do?
What did you do to me? And L'Rell's like, you'll find out soon. I win. Is there going to be, he's going to be sitting down watching a Hollow vid one day in his quarters, and it's going to see the butterfly flies east towards New York City and just go, okay, I have to wake up and murder everyone now. Like, maybe.
Or be laying next to Burnham, pulls out a knife and almost.
Maybe. Just Sheldon goes, do you guys think the first half of the season was set up for the actual Discovery? Thinking that maybe the title is a double entendre for just not only, the ship's name, but an actual Discovery. Yeah, it seems possible. All the best titles are double and triple and quadruple entendres. You can get titles. Titles can mean, the best titles mean a million different things. Small World 1 goes, it's a mess up with Tyler because he has genuine feelings for Michael. Yeah.
Be like, I'll kill everybody but you.
well, something is going to happen because remember, in 10 years' time, Klingons are hanging out in human bars. They're not friends, but they're not necessarily adversaries.
We can get along.
As
long as you stay in your lane, we can get along, basically.
So something happens between now and then that changes the mindset of humans versus Klingons. And we're not going to talk about the changes, the makeup changes and stuff like that. Let's just forget about all that and just go with the Klingons as a people. Something happened from A to B. We don't know what that something was. Maybe that something is Volk.
So you think Volk is the prelude, basically? If this is the main theory, if Ash Tyler is Volk, he is the setup for 10 years down the road.
Yeah, maybe he is the Klingon that lived as a human and can now bridge the gap between the two species. That when it comes down to when it comes down time to begin these peace talks, and because of Volk or Ash Tyler / Volk's potential relationship with Michael Burnham, that he sees the light, so to speak. He reaches a more enlightened view of humanity and parlays for peace. Maybe. Maybe. Something to think about, anyway.
Yeah. Okay. So you touched on Lorca sabotaging the jump and where the heck they are. Where do you think they are? It's not the you say it's not the mirror universe. So where the hell?
I said I don't know. I don't know. It could be either way. I don't know for sure, and I don't know where they are.
I mean, if you had to guess.
I don't know. It could be anywhere.
Could be anywhere. Pocket of space.
Just Sheldon goes, the sex scene could have been him as Volk, but remembering as Ash. Yeah, that's what I think happened. That's pretty much what I think is going down there, Sheldon. There's really no way. There's really no way of guessing where the Discovery would be after that botched jump. Because we know the mycelium network could take them anywhere in space. I mean, it could be 5 light years away, or it could be 5,000 light years away. Could be 5 galaxies away. We don't know. Or could be one of a handful of parallel universes.
Well, I thought that was cool that Lorca was actually recording data from every jump. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was like his gift to Stamets. You know, hey, you know, you're risking your life for this. Here's something to chew on. You know what I mean?
It's like, just so you know, I'm not the warmonger you think I am. I'm just trying to win the war so we can get back to what we're supposed to be doing. Because if we don't win this war, exploration is going to stop.
Well, it makes complete sense. They would be mapping everything when they jump from one place to another. Just, you know, it makes sense to it.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta say this. In hindsight, after watching the episode, all those jumps to get the Klingon ship to cloak or go uncloak. Which one was it? I can't remember.
It was the first time they needed the ship to decloak so they could get people on board. Then they needed it to cloak back. Then they needed to jump to various locations around the ship to map out the location from the sensors on board.
Right. Okay. I kind of feel like all those jumps were way too unnecessary. Because you saw Stamets, that dude was just losing. You saw his eyes. Every time they closed up on his eye, you saw slow changes in his pupils. I was like, this dude's gonna die. I half expected Stamets to die tonight.
Yeah. Well,
for me tonight, because I watched it tonight. So
yeah, I watched it a couple hours ago for the first time as well. I thought it was a possibility that Stamets could bite it. I really did. I think he was pushed to the absolute brink. I really, really do.
He was pushed to the brink, and every trophy line was said leading up to the jump. You know, let's go home. Da da da. And him and the doctor talking about going to an opera. Da da da. And I was like, trophy. Wow. Every cliche trope line has been laid out. You're dead. Sorry, you're gone.
Yeah, it felt like famous last words when he looked at Culber and was like, just one more jump. And I'm like, oh no. No.
It's like in a horror movie when they say, "I'll be right back."
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, do you not know the rules there, Stamets?
Right. No, absolutely.
And the weird part about Lorca, Stamets a way out.
Yeah.
Remember? He said, "Oh, we can go to work. Don't worry about that." He offered him the way out inadvertently. You know what I mean?
No, I legitimately think that Lorca was okay just going to warp because he didn't know Stamets was going to pull the plug. You know? So he was like, yeah, well, it's cool. We'll just go to warp and we'll be at Starblaze 46 in a day. You know, we're good. It's okay, man. Take a break. You've done your job. And Stamets is like, no, I want to do this, but it's my last one. And this is when Lorca sees the day for good or ill. We don't really know.
Oh, it's my last one. In the back of his head. Oh, is it? You know.
Steven Stein goes, Lorca is a class manipulator. Yeah. He absolutely knows how to manipulate people to get what he wants and what he needs. Of course, that's part of being in command. That's pretty much what command is. You know.
Yeah. And now Stamets has the sight beyond sight.
The sight beyond sight. He has become a Bene Gesserit witch. You know.
My silver chamber, give me sight beyond sight. I see it all. Everything. Like, oh crap, he's gone.
He is folding space with the spice of Arrakis.
He is a Fremen.
Yes, exactly. Now all we need is a giant sentient whale in a tank being wielded.
I want my white whale. I want my white whale.
He's gonna come out of this. His eyes are gonna be this really deep blue color.
We're gonna go back to a sand planet. We're gonna meet Shah-Hulud.
Shai-Hulud. What? Hey, his first name is Paul.
Oh.
Paul Atreides Stamets.
Paul Muad'Dib. Damn it. There you go.
Muad'Dib. Muad'Dib.
Hashtag Muad'Dib Stamets.
Oh man, there we go. Just blending universes again. This time we went deep, went into Frank Herbert. Dude, that's a good detour. Oh man, so all in all, this was a really great, really fun, really deep, really exciting episode that brought up a lot of really interesting choices, really interesting things going into the future. So now we're going to do our poll to chat. 1 to 10. 1 being Spock's brain and Warp 10 salamanders. 10 being City on the Edge of Forever and Inner Light. Where would you rank this episode?
I'd give it a 9. I'm gonna give it a 9.
That's a good score. Pat gets murdered in live video.
Thank you very much, there. Love you. Yeah, love you too.
Make sure you turn the camera to so we can see the murder live. The ratings will be great.
Screw you, man. Okay.
So 1 to 10, what would you give this episode, Pat?
I give it a 9. God, I can't talk after all that. Jesus.
Got discombobulated. You just got. Yes. You need your XP-37 discombobulator unit.
Quite. I'll give it a 9. I mean, it ratcheted up the suspense. It leaves you asking, one, what the hell, and I can't wait till when is this coming back?
Second week of January. Right.
See, this sucks.
Yeah, that's so depressing. Let's see what the chat room says. It's a Small World 1 gives it a 9. Just Sheldon gives it an 8. PJ's channel gives it an 8. Steven Stott gives it a 9. I'm going to give it a 9 as well. This was a very good episode, very exciting episode, wonderful cliffhanger for the future. I love
cliffhangers. Damn cliffhanger.
Yeah, but that could be so awesome. January 7th is the date. Thank you very much. It's a Small World. January 7th is the return date. Eric Taylor gives it a 9.1 to mix it up a little bit, playing a little Price is Right there. You got to add that extra $1.
$1.
Yeah, this is a really good episode. So, all that being said, what do you want out of the second half of the season, or as production is calling it, Chapter 2?
Discovery. To use the pun, I want discovery. I want to know this new area of space that we're currently in. I want to meet see new world, meet new people. Green alien chick, yes. Can't be a Star Trek show without a green alien chick.
Fair enough. Fair enough. How about you,
Orion's
Kevin?
yeah, I want to see some. Now I want to see the if they're going to conclude the Klingon War, so I want to see that, of course. I would like to see some actual quote unquote Star Trek episodes, where they like go and they, no pun intended, discover stuff.
Right.
Or I want to see the fallout of the Klingon War. What happens, because of that? What?
I did too, but I hope they don't take the cheap route to show the ending of the war and then move on to something else. But then again, you don't want it stretching it out. I mean, this mid-season only been 9 episodes, so yeah. I mean, what you gonna do? I feel like they're gonna get through the war in the first 2, and that's it.
Right. That's entirely possible because whatever's going to go down now, that Cole, who was the unifier of the Klingon Empire, he's out of the picture now. There's going to be a lot more fracturing amongst the 24 houses. We're going to see more of the 24 houses now that kind of break away and go, wait a minute, this war isn't worth it. We're taking too many losses. Starfleet's done figured out our cloaking device. No, we're done. We're done. So that's going to be pretty interesting. Let's see. Steven Stott goes resolving the war and Michael Burnham being saved. PJ's channel goes Laurel and Ash taking over the ship.
Ooh,
that'd be pretty wicked. I want to see more Michael Burnham growth. I want to know. Yeah, I want to know what happened to Voq. I want to know what happens with the Klingon Empire. What happened now that Cole's being gone? Just like It's a Small World is saying right now. They say that they want to see more bonding moments with the crew. We're learning new crew members. Yeah, I can agree with all of that. I'd like to. We've been seeing a lot of very big stories. I would kind of like to see maybe a small story episode, like an episode that stays on the ship, that'd be really cool. But primarily, I want to see where we're going to go with the Klingon War. I want to know what happens to the 24 houses of the Klingon Empire after Cole. I want to know what's going on with Voq. I want to see Michael Burnham continue to redeem herself. I'd really like to see Michael Burnham earn her commission, even if it's just like your sentence has been commuted in the face of valor. We reinstate you to the rank of ensign.
They've already. I think you were telling me before the show aired. Season 2 was already greenlit, right?
Yes, season 2 was greenlit.
Okay, so in the end, we will probably see her get her full,
we'll see
commission. But I mean, speculation. I don't think she'll get it at the end of the second half of season 1.
Maybe not. But I would like. She might not get a commission back, but I would like to see her sentence be commuted due to valor, because she may have inadvertently started the Klingon War. Her actions in this mid-season finale may have very well ended the Klingon War, and that's got to say something. Because remember, Starfleet is all about forgiveness, and moving beyond our preconceived notions of people, and that can be a very real part of it. I really feel that way, and I think Michael Burnham's on the road to redemption. So I would like to see her sentence get commuted. And I would like going into the next half of the season. I'd kind of like to see Star Trek Discovery do a few exploratory missions. I think that'd be pretty awesome as well.
And to get to know get to know some more of the crew, because right now, I mean, we've only really thinking about it, we've only got to know Burnham, Orca, Saru,
Tilly.
Daemon. They've got all these other cyborg, Arium. Yeah. We've got this whole bridge crew that we really don't know anything about.
Arium, we got on the bridge. We have Saru, Arium, Reese. Okelowo, was that her name?
I think so.
It was an African name that I can't pronounce right now. Detmer.
Yeah.
Right. I want to know what happened to Detmer's head. Yeah. But that's one of the real differences right now is like we're used to previous Trek series being this large ensemble cast. This isn't an ensemble cast show. This is a show about Michael Burnham. So we are seeing those differences from week to week. And that might make it a little bit harder to get to know a lot of these crew members the way, because we're not going to have, like we are like, oh, it's a Harry Kim episode. Oh, it's a Worf episode. Oh, it's a Spock episode. We're not getting that now because they're all Michael Burnham episodes. It's because the story's being told from a different perspective this time. But that doesn't mean we can't do it. It's just going to be done differently.
I'm cool with that, but I mean, still got, like I said, you've got all these other characters that she can interact with that we really haven't yet.
The bridge point, what it says. Now go ahead.
I was gonna say I would love to see like her and Detmer, like, because Detmer was on the Sinjo also, her and Saru.
Yeah.
I would love to see Burnham and Detmer, so like meet awkwardly in the hallway or something like that.
Yeah, because she keeps giving Burnham the evil eye. So a little bit more development there. I'd like to see a little bit more development between Saru and Burnham because there's some bad blood there. The bridge point goes, one of the best mid-season finales ever. Glad to see you guys are on. I was looking for you on Sunday. Yeah, sorry for missing the show on Sunday. I was dungeon mastering a very long, very intense, very exciting session of a Star Wars RPG, and time got away from me. I know that's a pitiful excuse, but it was fucking epic.
Yeah. You have failed your command, sir.
I couldn't stop the RPG session in time. So I apologize to all of our fans, but hey, we're here now. Glad you could make it. Please don't hate us.
He was so busy trying to kill us last night, man.
Hey, y'all played well. I set up the story, and what happens, happens. It's all about the dice, man. It's all about the dice.
Lies, deceit,
lies, deceptions. Poor Gullet knows the truth. Man, there are a lot of extra Trek, like outside of Trek references in our shows, are there?
What's wrong with fourth wall breaking?
Right. Bridgepoint goes, it's all good. At least you were geeking out. Hey, that is what we do. We are the geeks. That's what we do.
And hey, if Discovery can jump to alternate realities, then there's a reality where Star Wars is. Then we're due. Battlestar. Hey.
Exactly. Well, it's been an hour. Final thoughts on the episode, Kevin. What are your final thoughts?
I'm depressed because I have to wait 2 months for another one. But it was great. I wish they would have given us a little bit more of a reference point at the end to let us know where they are. But that's really my only complaint.
Right. Pat, final thoughts on the episode, sir.
Episode was good, man. I agree with Kevin. It leaves you hanging. Like, it just ends. Like, boom. Wonder where we are. Find out in a month and a half.
We are left as confused as the crew. My final thoughts on the episode is this was an amazing mid-season finale. There was a lot of really great things in this episode. It had my hashtag Trekkie Parts tingling. As Kevin said at the beginning of the night show, a total complete Trek correction.
Did you say that, Kevin?
So, all right, chat room fans, we are counting on you to make sure you hashtag Trekkie Parts and hashtag Trek Correction. Let's get it going. All right, it's got
hashtag BlackCon badge
and hashtag BlackCon badge. It's a small. Let's see. Michael Smith goes, "Good show. Will you guys be back next week for an overview show?"
Yes.
As a matter of fact, yes, we will. We will have next week. Will be our mid-season report card, and we're going to go through and we're going to grade the show. We're going to talk about the show. We're going to talk about the things the show did wonderfully. We're going to talk about things the show might not have done so well. We're going to do our mid-season overview, and then over the break, I'm thinking we're going to come in and we're going to pick our all-time favorite Star Trek episodes and work through those. And we might pick the all-time worst Trek episodes and work through those. We might have to watch a little Spock's Brain. We might have to dive into some Warp 10 Salamanders.
No.
Oh, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. No. It'll be fun.
We may have to dive into the Next Generation Ferengi episode.
Oh God! Now you're hurting me.
You mean DS9 Ferengi episode?
No,
Cork in the Dress.
No, I mean Next Generation.
The next generation Ferengi episodes were worse than any DS9 Ferengi episode.
Oh, okay. We're talking about the initial contact of the Ferengi.
Season 1. Here's a fun little tidbit. When Gene Roddenberry designed the Ferengi, he wanted them to have extremely large genitalia covered by comically large cod pieces. But the network told him no.
Seriously? How dare they? How dare they?
That is absolute truth. Yeah. But, hey, what you gonna do, right? I want to thank everybody for watching. We're getting the same people here. I feel like we have fans. You guys are awesome for joining us each and every week. Thank you. That was great. We completely appreciate y'all joining us each and every week, and we're loving to see y'all take part in chat. We want to see. We've got a break, and we're not going to have new episodes of Discovery for a while. But we're not going anywhere. We're going to have some more conversations, and maybe I will Twitter out. My Twitter handle is at AVGJoe, AVG Geek. Or Average Joe, Average Geek, AVG Joe, AVG Geek. So follow me on Twitter. I might tweet out the episodes we're going to talk about from week to week. So you might have to indulge yourself in some Spock's Brain or Warp 10 Salamanders with us. And then we take part of the conversation. Because I want to talk about some great episodes, too. I want to talk about, City on the Edge of Forever. I want to talk about Inner Light. I want to talk about Balance of Terror. I want to talk about Space Seed. I want to talk about the greats, too. But so we got a few weeks. We can figure that out in the future. So, once again, thank you all for watching. I am Average Joe, the Average Geek. Speaking for my bridge crew, Kevin Stallings, Patrick Whitehead, and we will see you all again next week. And as always, live long and prosper.
And Chucky Parks.
Hashtag Truckee Parks.